let's get right back into it. Of course, I'm working. While I'm working, we will be going through my YouTube because my algorithm fat. It's fat, man. I mean,
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
alright, let's get it. Stanky BBLs.
It's because I heard BBLs be smelling. So I was wondering, is it the surgery that make the BBL smell? If you want a BBL, do
Yo, this dude mouth.
Brother, no, man.
gotta sacrifice smelling like a bad bitch and smelling like 2 pounds of ass, really 10 pounds of ass for the rest of your life. You went from smelling like palm trees and cherry blossoms to 10 pounds of bounce that motherfucking monkey. Does getting a BBL insinuate that you're gonna stink for the rest of your life?
People are still talking about the BBL smell. Is it real? Well, I thought in my previous BBL smell video that I cleared it up, but apparently I didn't because there's still quite a bit of confusion out there.
Hey, I heard. Look, I don't think. I mean, I've been around chicks with BBLs and stuff like that, but I've never. I can't say I've ever been close enough to one. To where that thing smell like hot rubber. Let's keep going.
Let's finally get to the bottom of the BBL smell. Just might smell. Theories being circulated on social media about why the BBL just might smell. So let's start with two of the most popular hypotheses of the BBL smell.
Apparently, there's two reasons why the BBL smells. Due to you having to get those lymphatic massages and get the drainage, that causes a certain smell that lingers for about 4 to 6 weeks post-op. Even after that, girls with their newfound bottom can't either reach or don't know how to properly go around their new bum to get far enough in between the cheeks so they can wash properly.
So this lovely woman believes that the
Why am I out of breath hearing that? I never knew that was a thing. See, I'm a skinny dude, right? You know what I mean? I got a nice athletic build. So washing the crevices of my body was never a difficult thing to do. Is that a real thing? Like having so much ass that you can't get in the crevice right? That you can't clean the crevice right? You ever be in your nail and you know you got that dirt and then you get in the crevice of the nail and when you scoop it all out, you see all the stuff on the end of your nail, like, oh, that was under my nail the whole time. That's in your ass? That's on your booty crevice crack? What do you got to say, Dr. Young?
BBL smell is due to either 4 to 6 weeks of drainage from the incisions or from basically just bad hygiene, not being able to clean back there properly. Well, the fact is that drainage does occur after liposuction surgery. The incisions can drain fluid for usually a day or two, and this is often the anesthetic fluid that we inject to perform the liposuction.
I didn't want to do it this way.
But this fluid really doesn't have much of a smell at all unless it gets infected. And it's extremely rare to see these incisions drain for honestly more than a day or two. Now, in regards to her second theory of why BBL smell may be real, let's return to that a little bit later. And here's another potential cause of the BBL smell, as very eloquently described by this influencer.
What the fuck? It smell like bounce the fuck that ass. It smell like bounce the fuck out of that ass. Oh, somebody been bouncing the fuck out some ass.
Now, if somebody does not wash their faja afterwards, it can definitely smell like a dumpster behind a Chinese restaurant.
Oh.
But I don't know that not washing...
Come on, man. Come on, man. So you mean to tell me there's anywhere from 40 to 70% of these bad chicks that are walking around this planet, primarily in America, with these BBLs. Fine as hell. Beautiful. I could think of 7 off rip. Fine as hell. And I know they had BBLs because they got an antibody. You mean to tell me that they walk by air? That air when you sit down and it kind of flip up? You mean to tell me some of these bad chicks got some of that? Yo, man, I don't know.
What the hell? What the hell? What the helly? What the helly? What the helly I think? What the helly on? What the helly berry? What the helly Burton?
Man.
The faja can explain why the BBL smell appears to happen to so many people. Often you wear the faja for a month, maybe 2 months after the surgery, but if you're getting a BBL smell for months or years later, then that's not necessarily due to the faja.
Oh my God. What is that smell?
Well, there are some doctors, specifically plastic surgeons, not including me, who have weighed in on why the BBL smell might be real. Let's take a peek at one doctor's explanation.
So what are the reasons of why a BBL would smell? Well, really it goes back to anybody that has surgery. So in general, when you get anesthesia done, anesthesia uses some different types of gases with some fluorine in them, and that kind of smells a little bit funky. So as you breathe that off, it is a little bit of a weird smell. I would say it doesn't smell normal. The second thing is, as you are healing, especially in that acute period, your body is changing a little bit in its metabolic profile. So you will notice metabolic changes in smells. My best example of this is actually for people that diet. When they really push carbs way low, they'll actually get into something called ketosis, and they'll actually make ketones out of their fat, and they'll actually breathe that ketones off, and that actually makes a fruity smell. Some people like it, some people don't. The third reason that a lot of people are going to smell from liposuction is that liposuction drains a lot of fluid. It's very, very normal. Now, in some of that fluid is going to be blood, which specifically is going to be iron. And iron is so important to your body because it helps to capture and hold oxygen in hemoglobin, that you smell iron all the time. If you can smell it, you'll be like, that smells kind of like iron.
Well, these are all true, and I do credit the good doctor for his in-depth analysis. Now, his first explanation about anesthesia and having those gases on your breath, that is true, but it only really lasts, my experience, for several hours. Usually at least by the next day, that smell is gone. Now, as far as...
And it's probably because you're a good doctor, Doc.
Drainage,
these chicks is going to Mexico. You know what I mean? They getting them quick procedures offshore for the low ski. That's a tough road to hoe.
what?
Pun intended.
Causing a smell of iron and the metabolic changes, well, these really settle down within a matter of a couple of days, like I mentioned earlier about the drainage. And so that won't necessarily explain why you've got baddies in the clubs many months later who appear to have the BBL smell. So is it possible that the BBL smell is all just cap, that it's not real? Well, this next gentleman really presents himself as somebody who knows what he's talking about.
So my guy Don P says BB.
Bro, what's up with the shape of this dude's head, man? I tell you like this though, I guarantee you, if you ask his mama, she say he was an easy baby. That was a painless pregnancy. You can tell by the shape of his head that he slid out easy, right? Like if it was a little bit more blocky, it was probably a little bit more uncomfortable, a little harder to do. But this right here, the shape, the angle, you see the curvature of his scalp. He ain't got no scalp, but you see the curvature like that provides an easy exit out because it's kind of pointed, but it's rounded, so it's like a rounded, pointed out.
Stink. I've had
That nigga came out super easy.
multiple women with BBLs. They don't stink, my dude. Now, the women who have the BBL might stink. It sounds like you had a case of some bad cooter.
Okay, so here's my take. There's nothing about getting a BBL surgery that's going to make you smell due to the operation itself. You don't get drainage for weeks afterwards unless you have a complication like some type of an infection, and that can definitely smell, but it's also very rare. I believe that the BBL smell is basically due to poor hygiene. It can be very difficult to wash in that area if it is different than it used to be, and especially if you get a large BBL performed. But the BBL smell is not a medical condition. It's not something that is irreversible if you get the operation, and could be something that could be solved with a bidet or some other type of nice hygienic cleansing system. So why did this whole BBL smell phenomenon start? Well, take a peek at this video right up here where I go into all the details of the BBL smell. Where did it start? Who are these baddies in the club that you may be hearing about? All of it is in this video and explained very, very well. And as always, remember to...
So, basically, the moral of the story is that BBL smell you have is not because of the surgery that you had partaken in, and this is a result of said procedure. It's because your ass is not being cleaned properly. You're not cleaning properly. You got to get in them crevices, man. And you got to start using some of that good soap. Like, don't use none of that Dove and none of that they got fragrance out. No. You need that Dr. Bronner muff. You know what I mean? You need that Dr. Bronner. You need that 99%. Like it's like pure alcohol. You need if you leave it on your skin too long, it'll start eating your skin. Like, you can use it not just for your skin, but you can also use it to clean your toilet and wash this. You need that type of soap at least once to really get the bacteria out of those crevices, man. You cannot be doing a disservice to people like that. You can't be out here being fine like that. Only to be in the ideal situation where someone wants to see you take that thing off. And they hit with the smell of hell. Y'all got to do better.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Do better. I'm out. I can't do it. That was a lot. Wash your asses.